Welcome to ColliTalks, Transformative Conversation. Today we are going deep into the high achievers collapse. That's right. So welcome back to another solo episode. Today we need to have an incredibly honest boardroom level conversation about the hidden crisis that is quietly dismantling the lives of some of the most brilliant, high performing women I know. I want to start with a raw truth. You see, the subconscious does not care how successful you are. No, it doesn't. You can build an empire. You can build a magnificent corporate career. You can curate a flawless public reputation, a beautiful home, and look like the woman who has it all together. But eventually, unhealed systemic fractures will drag themselves to the surface. The only question is whether you meet the moment with shame or with the mechanical precision of a blueprint. Now, most of my clients have spent decades performing the version of themselves they think the world needs to see. They are overfunctioning. I was. Over delivering. I did. And hyper capable on the outside. But quietly, underneath the surface, they are hitting a breaking point. Maybe, maybe you are in your 30s or 40s and you are experiencing a sudden, terrifying health crash or burnout that sleep cannot and is not fixing. Maybe you are walking through a massive post breakup reset or literally starting over financially. Or maybe you are emotionally exiting a controlled, mismatched relationship where you realize you had to shrink your light just to keep the peace. If you are feeling completely depleted and disconnected from your own body and hitting a panic or freeze cycle when you try to say no, you haven't failed. You've just hit the natural limit of self-abandonment. So today we're going to decode the hidden mechanics of why you chose to abandon yourself and exactly how to rebuild your sovereign territory. When a talented, driven leader hits an invisible ceiling in her life, whether that's a ceiling in her health, her relationships, or her finances, the modern self-help world, the woo-woo stuff, tells her to change her mindset. They tell you to write affirmations, work harder, or, hey, just set better boundaries, right? But as a doctor in integrated systemic trauma, I'm here to tell you that mindset work alone it just will never fix a structural lineage problem. No, it won't. You see, self-abandonment is not a personal defect. It is not a lack of willpower. It is actually an ancient unconscious survival strategy. And when you consistently overfunction in relationships, choose partners who drain your energy, or stay in dynamics where you are doing all the heavy lifting, you are operating out of an unconscious loyalty to inherited patterns of struggle. Yeah, to the inherited patterns of struggle. Just think about your mother line. Think about the generational burdens passed down through the women who came before you. For generations, women survived by choosing safety over sovereignty. They survived by people pleasing. I know that one well. By keeping the peace. I know that too. And by surprising their true identity, or I should say, not surprising, but suppressing their true identity. It may be a surprise, actually, and their financial independence to maintain the family structure. So, when you enter an emotionally controlling or chronically mismatched relationship as an adult, your conscious mind thinks it's making a choice. But your subconscious nervous system is actually seeking out a familiar architect, right? It is repeating a generational loyalty loop. You are carrying a suitcase of emotional and systemic trauma that doesn't even belong to you. And because you are a highly intelligent and capable person, you try to solve this by overfunctioning, right? You try to fix the partner, you try to fix the business, and manage everyone else's emotional climate. But we all know the body keeps score. So when your mouth refuses to say a guilt free no, your nervous system will eventually say no for you. Get that again? When your mouth refuses to say a guilt free no, your nervous system will eventually say no for you. This is where the chronic exhaustion, the health crashes, and the sudden financial leaks come from. This system is short circuiting because it was never designed to carry that much weight, that foreign weight. It's not even yours. No. So, how do we stop the bleeding? How do we stop the heavy lifting for others and finally inhabit the life you have built and want to continue building on? You know, we do it through what I call constellations-powered recovery. Constellations-powered recovery. This is a precision methodology that blends systemic, family, yoni constellations, master NLP, and self-sabotage and a deep nervous system regulation to restore structural integrity to your life. We don't just talk about your problems. That doesn't work. We map out the blueprint of your lineage to identify where the systemic leaks are happening. First we address your nervous system regulation. When you are exiting a controlling dynamic, or a major life transition, your system is stuck in a chronic state of flight, fight or freeze. And you cannot build a stable, self-led life from survival mode. It is impossible. I know, I have tried. And it wasn't until I've done all I've done and can bring to you all I've done and been through and have this blueprint that I'm actually in a place of bliss, peace, harmony. We have to bring your body back into a state of this calm and clear equilibrium so that you can actually feel your own center again. Yeah, so you can actually feel your center again. And second, we look at the somatic reconnection, like the yoni constellation work. And this is about dropping out of your analytical, and reclaiming your physical body. It's about clearing the somatic trauma stored in your creative sovereign center so you can reconnect to your true intuition and self-trust. And third, we implement guilt-free boundary setting. When an over-functioning woman starts setting boundaries, whoa, you know, she initially feels a wave of profound guilt. I know that one as well. So systemically, that guilt isn't yours. It's the ancestral fear, fear of being excluded from the tribe for standing in your power, not belonging. The biggest fear, not belonging. So when we rewire that self-sabotage pattern at the energy genetic level, setting a boundary stops feeling like a conflict and starts feeling like an act of absolute beautiful architecture. Yeah, this is where you reclaim your territory. You reclaim your territory for you, right? So if you are listening to this right now and feel that specific deep ache of recognition in your bones, if you are realizing you have built an incredible life, but you are starving inside of it, I want you to take a deep, slow breath right into your belly. The tipping point you are facing right now is not your destruction. It is your invitation. It is the moment the sovereign architect within you wakes up, looks at the structural fractures and says, the cycle stops with me. You do not have to carry the weight of your lineage into your future relationships, your health, or your finances. You are allowed to be healthy. You are allowed to have absolute relational and financial independence. If you are really ready to transition from relationship survival into absolute sovereignty, let's look at your blueprint together. To support you as you begin this integration, I've created a 5-minute somatic audio practice. It's a short audio designed specifically to calm your nervous system when the worry starts screaming and the anxiety creates palpitations. And this is all to pull you straight back into your sovereign center. So to claim it, all you have to do is send me a direct message right here on the platform or reach out to me directly via email at innerexpression, all lowercase, one word, innerexpression88@gmail.com. That's innerexpression88@gmail.com. It is time to stop doing the heavy lifting for words that choose to stay small. These worlds, it's time to stop doing the heavy lifting for them. It's time to step into that structural ease and prosperity of your highest destiny. So thank you. Thank you for sitting in this space with me today. Where one or more are gathered, so much can be done, right? So much can be done. So I want to say thank you and have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week ahead. And please know, I am sending you lots of love and soul hugs. Bye for now.